G'day y'all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be looking at a new Manjaro spin called Cutefish. It's not a cuttlefish and it's not a cuddlefish. It's a cute fish. I was looking around for some information on this. I found this one here, Frostbite's, talking about CuteFishOS and talking about how Manjaro is one of the most popular distros in the Linux world, and they've got Cutefish. Based on Manjaro Linux, fueled by its in-house desktop environment called Cutefish Desktop Environment, CDE. It looks similar to JingOS, made for tablets and computers with touch input, and JingPad, a one that we covered before. So the design-wise, the OS resembles macOS and iPadOS a lot. Even the Pulse Audio Sound Control app has the Apple Music logo on it. CuteFishOS also looks like a fork of CyberOS. Not quite sure what that is, so I can't really comment on that. The OS has its own set of apps like camera, notes, calculator files, etc., just like the deep-in desktop environment, and hoping that will grow as the OS takes shape. So who was this for? For people who like Manjaro Linux and macOS's theming. It isn't stable. Yeah, so it definitely isn't stable at this point. So I downloaded Cutefish from here, and I downloaded, I think it was the latest one. I'll have to have a look at that now. I cannot remember. I don't know if it's been updated at all. Yeah, 21.05 development, unstable, minimal. What did I download? So I downloaded this one here. So let's have a look at Cutefish and see what it has to offer. So we have the Manjaro boot screen here. Let's just full screen that and give a dark background. You can boot with open source drivers, boot with proprietary drivers. I think I should be fine booting with open source. Well, it's Virtualbox anyway, so I'm sure that should be okay. You can change a few things here. Let's boot that and see what it looks like. So this is CuteFishOS, or Cutefish Desktop Environment anyway. One of Manjaro's community spins. And they have many, Manjaro has many community spins. This is just another edition, I suppose. So what have we got here in the hello? We've got documentation, README, let's have a look. Release info, Manjaro 21 GNOME edition, KDE, XFCE. So that's basically just the Manjaro main. I think that's their flagships edition, release info, but definitely nothing on this Cutefish anyway. So we've got forums, discover software. I'd have to think that will launch some sort of software. No, it's gone to a browser. Okay, what's this? Probably been a long time since I've used Manjaro. Is this some sort of online, some type of online app center? I didn't know they had that. Is that normal for Manjaro? I don't know. I haven't really been on Manjaro for a long time. That's interesting anyway. Let's just install something and see what happens. Allow the site to open web PAMAC link. Okay, so it's using PAMAC. Always allow HTTPS Manjaro web PAMAC links. Yep, choose application. Open link. Alright, so it's refreshing everything and it's installing the software. That's pretty cool. And download size 288 megabytes. So let's apply that, and we got all this stuff here, and AbiWord, there's AbiWord, so let's apply that. And we're still on the live desktop anyway. I just wanted to see what that did. I've never seen that before. It's quite interesting. Has the same symbol, yeah, it has the same add remove symbol as the software. So if we hit the Windows button, nothing happens. So we've got on the hello, we've got discover software, but it looks like we've got also what I clicked on before this one here, add remove software. That's PAMAC by the looks of it. About PAMAC, yep. Okay. Okay, so transaction has successfully finished. Let's close that. Let's just see if AbiWord is in the menu, and there it is there. Just ignore the icon because that would the icon would probably need to log in and log back. Log out and log back in, I think we'd need to do. AbiWord 3.0.4, okay. So that's that. That's the Discover software. So that's very interesting application there. Launch installer. So let's launch it from here and see if it works. So it does work. That's handy. Always good when things work. So this is a nightly build installer. So if things don't go well with this Cutefish desktop environment, it's because it's in heavy development at the moment. So I suppose we're going to be expecting some bugs. So let's go ahead and install. And Perth, yep. Australian English, yep. That's just erase disk. Let's do it very simple one here. Virtualbox hard disk there. Next. So I always, the name of the computer is always the name of the desktop environment normally. Sometimes I change it up a bit. So this one's going to be CuteVbox. And we'll use the same password for the administrator account and click next and let's install. Continue with installation. It's about to make changes to your disk. Absolutely. Let's install this and see whether there's any updates to the desktop environment at all, because it's a nightly build. So I think I downloaded it last Sunday and I'm now on Thursday. So I haven't really had much of a chance to take a look at this during the week. Bit of a busy week this week. Nate from Big Daddy Linux Live was asking if anyone was willing to take a look at this. I said, yes, I will. So we have an error and hasn't installed. Failed to unpack image. All right, that's our first run. Make sure I'm on the internet there. I should be, yeah. Wi-Fi is on. About 3.2.40 R9622.dbd. Okay, that's a new one. Thought it was up to 3.3. I'm not quite sure actually. Let's try that again. I don't know whether I need to down. Maybe the ISO's too old already. Okay, so I've rebooted the ISO in VirtualBox. I had it set on UEFI. I'm not sure if it's at all capable of UEFI yet, so we'll try another install and see what happens. I did do that AbiWord install as well. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but so there's the version number there for Calamares. Australia Perth, yep. Erase disk. And here we go. Let's try again. Install now. Hopefully that all works. Hopefully it was just a UEFI problem. Okay, so that was a successful install with Legacy. A failed one with UEFI. I'm not sure if maybe they're working on that. Like I said, it's very early development, so we are going to have some issues. So let's restart now and see what it's like after the install. And we are at the login screen of the Cutefish desktop. That's the only option we have here. We have time, my name, and we can log in. Shut down, reboot, and suspend. So let's put in our password. And we have our hello screen on first boot. Yes, we've checked out the Discover software and you got get involved, development, donate, applications. So that's now changed to applications instead of install. So they have to think that's the online applications. Let's just quickly check that. No, it's not. Okay, so they got, this reminds me a little bit of the MX application installer. Interesting. And we can go back home again. We've got add remove software here, which is PAMAC. And I suppose the first thing we should do is to check to see if there's any updates. And looks like there's a few updates come through. So let's update the system first and then we'll continue from there. So a restart is required after the update. So let's do that and get back into the desktop and have a look around. And we'll log back into the desktop. I think we'll turn off the hello screen. And it looks like we've got a blank desktop. Settings. Background. Okay, so maybe we shall shut down this time and try again. So it looks like we cannot get a wallpaper on this screen. Let's try dark mode because it's a little bit... Okay, so we've got a bit of dark mode happening there. All right, so currently I cannot get a wallpaper working. That's a bit distracting, I must say. Let's just see if there's any more updates here that may sort this out, because normally you can have updates after a main update. Doesn't appear to be any more updates available. No, so that's the system as it is. Might be worthwhile probably taking a look around the live desktop, because it looks like this one does not want to come to the party whatsoever. What I might do is stop this recording and see if I can somehow work on this desktop and get it up and running. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow. See how we go. So that's Cutefish. We're not quite finished with it yet. I'll just see if I can do a little bit of magic on this desktop and at least get a wallpaper up and running anyway. I'm not sure what's happened there. So this will be continued. Here we are on the desktop of Manjaro Cutefish Desktop Environment. And we've got the hello screen here. And we have been through the hello screen already. This one is applications. Let's just check out. That just takes us to the applications. Now, I was having issues with Virtualbox. Had a completely white screen. Don't know what the problem was there. So I thought, put it on real hardware. Absolutely flawless install. What I did was I started up with proprietary drivers on the boot menu of Manjaro Cutefish. And I think I might even show you that before this video ends. And what I've done is I've installed it. I booted with the proprietary drivers, and after installing and rebooting, it seems as though the proprietary drivers are installed. Now this Toshiba, it has the Optimus Nvidia, and so far from what I can see, and I've done a screen tearing test on YouTube, and without having any intervention at all with after install, this thing has no screen tearing. I haven't done anything at all, which is quite interesting. On the first time you put that up full screen, this close button seems to be a little bit off screen. If you bring it down and put it back up, then it seems to be okay. So that is an absolute bonus. Seem to have handled the Nvidia Optimus without a problem, and that's not always the case. So that has impressed me already. Now what I've done is I've installed Mpv Media Player, and what I've noticed is when you've got some videos here, it doesn't actually show, it doesn't give you properties, choose to open with or anything like that, although it does open by default with the Mpv Player after I installed it, because it wasn't installed. So I've installed Simple Screen Recorder and Mpv Player. Now you do have controls up here on a right click for Simple Screen Recorder, and you've got this control up here. Right click just allows you to close it, and that's about it. And what I noticed was when I was trying to get output going, I'd had no sound, but then I clicked this one, which is set as fallback, and then the sound started working. So if you've got no sound, try messing around with these buttons here, because this one comes up with Yeti stereo microphone thing. So I just clicked on this one here and the sound started working. So I was pretty happy with that. They don't have any links to sound settings within here. You've got to go directly to Pulse Audio Volume. That's how I had to get that going. Well, actually, it's not Mpv Player installed. I actually installed Celluloid. That's what I installed, and I think that's a front end for Mpv Player anyway. But Celluloid was in the add remove. If you go to photo and video, that's Celluloid, that's what I installed. It's a G2K front end for Mpv. The other thing I noticed is I trashed something here. Right click allows you to open it, so you can open it. You can cut it and probably paste it back into somewhere. You can delete it. You can empty trash, but there's no restore button. That's what I've noticed on here. There's no restore. So that probably needs to be sorted out, I think. I've checked here. Doesn't appear to be any restore on there. Yeah, so I found that a bit odd, that, but it does allow you to open. So if I click open, it will play the video from the trash bin. So that's interesting. I don't know whether other trash bins do that. I'm not sure. On here you've got Wi-Fi on and off, Bluetooth on and off, dark mode, settings, your brightness. That doesn't appear to be doing anything. And battery charge, got a nice little animation there for your charging. That'll continue to charge because that battery's just about dead. And while we're in settings, we'll go to user, display. We have, and this is completely updated, by the way. I installed it and I did the updates and everything appears to be working fine. So with the display, you can rotate the screen whichever way you wish. You can scale it with these settings here. It'd be nice if the buttons were a little bit more exposed, as in, you know, you can click on them. I think these days they're making things too concealed within the windows, and that's probably just me and my age, maybe. I don't know, but they just don't. They should have a bit more outline on these buttons to make it a bit more obvious. You've got settings for your display there and network. In network, if you click on, what I've noticed is if you click on network from these settings here, let's have a look. If we go to settings and click on network direct, for me, it was, if I clicked on that, the whole settings app was closing. So if I opened it up again, so if I opened it, it's probably because, okay, so if I opened it up again and clicked on something else and then clicked on network, it was working. But it seems to be working fine now. Now that, I think that was before updates anyway. I can't remember whether it was or not, but I'm sure it was. So it appears to be working fine now anyway. Appearance, you got a light and dark mode. I quite like the dark mode. If we go back to display, we'll see that on the dark mode, these buttons are much better. So the light mode, that you can't see the buttons, the separation of the buttons too easy, or which one is selected anyway. Very hard to see which one is selected on the light mode there. You can slightly see it, but I don't know if it's my glasses, my eyes, or whatever. But definitely the dark mode is a lot better for that. You got change in accent colors. So let's check that out. Red, green, purple. So they seem to change no problem at all. You've got font here and fixed font, font size, background. So we've got some different backgrounds here. So see this one here, you can clearly see that this is the background that's selected. But if we go to the light mode, oh yeah, you can see that. That's fine. Let's go back to the dark mode. It's better on my eyes. So we've got backgrounds that change fairly quickly. So I had problems with this in Virtualbox, to be honest, but this thing's running very smooth and fluid. The dock you can have on the, let's have a look at the dock here. You can have the dock on the left, you can have it on the bottom, and you can have it on the right. You can have it small, you can have it medium, you can have it large, you can have it huge. Let's go to medium, left. Now what I've noticed with the dock is there's no IntelliHide at all. So the dock is there. So when you're looking at, say, when you're full screening on Firefox or something like that, the dock remains, and I find that a little bit annoying, to be honest. To make it small, probably better off on the left, so you get a bit more better real estate for the full screen, because you've got this panel up the top, and then you've got this dock at the bottom that doesn't IntelliHide. So that's a bit of a double whammy there, to be honest. And you cannot change, by the looks of it, the background of the dock. And that dock takes up that whole space. Let's put it back on the bottom. See, it takes up, and the background showing as well. So I think they've probably got a little bit of work to do on the dock there. And let's not forget, I won't criticize too much because this is in heavy development at the moment. So we've got to remember that. So I'm just picking out the things that they can sort out by watching my video. So we got language here. It's on English United States. Well, no, I want English Australia. I speak Aussie Ocker. We got battery, and we have about, and there's the Cutefish system version 0.2. So it's not even a version 1 yet. So we have to remember that. Firefox seems to work pretty well. And actually, I didn't notice how good the dark mode is on Firefox as well. It's quite good. Let's go to YouTube and see how the dark mode works there. That's quite good. That's very nice indeed. I'm actually quite impressed with the way this Cutefish works, to be honest, at the moment. but you have got dark mode on and off there, so you can toggle it on and off here from this selection here, which is quite good. You've got a list of your battery, just not sound settings, so that's not too bad. Got a link to your settings there, so that's pretty handy. You got Bluetooth here. Haven't tried Bluetooth. Don't even know if I got Bluetooth on this laptop actually. I don't think I've ever used Bluetooth on here. There's no network, I noticed. Doesn't have a network here in here. Just the hard drive there, and that's about it, but no network. So can we go to... So I've typed in my FTP IP address for my network hard drive. There we go. So I've typed in my password. Let's check that out. So yes, I can access that no problem with FTP, and it seems to open up pretty quickly as well. So that's a bonus there. So it doesn't have a network within the category listing on the side of your file browser. So do we have an about for file browser? Probably not. File manager. So accessing root, you can click on there. So if you're on home, and we can go back to home. So they've got some nice little buttons there. So let's check that out. Let's go to user, share, applications. So these words here become your clicks, and it closes the previous one. Then you can go to root. User share applications, Cutefish file manager, properties. Well, it must be just the Cutefish file manager, so that's what it's called. Okay, should have guessed that. We have a calculator here, just a very simple basic calculator. There is not a lot installed on this system. All I've installed is these two here. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. If you grab that and move it, okay. So there's these two here, and also simple screen recorder. So the rest were installed out of the box. You've got Kate. So I have to think this is a Qt desktop if it's got Kate. And it's also got, what else did it have that reminded me of, it's got PDF view, Qt capture utility there. So I'm not really good at knowing all this stuff, but is it based on KDE Plasma, or is it based on just Qt? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about those things. You have a Manjaro user guide here. Manjaro user guide. So you got that to check out some stuff there. Now you don't have a change in menu at all. This is the menu, that's what you get. And yes, you have console there as well. So that is a KDE Plasma application, and so is Kate. Yes, I'm very interested in the, let's have a look at the Manjaro Hello. You've got the applications here. You've got this here. So you can install these browsers. Yep, so there's lots of, I don't know if these are curated applications. Most popular, maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this thing is, browsers. So that's a category listing there. Advanced, update system from here. And there's a little tick to tell you what's installed. So let's just check out everything here, see what it's got. Text editors, printing, PDF, graphics editing, Blender, GIMP, Inkscape, Critter, Pinter, Tux Paint, Ristretto, Shotwell. So it's got quite a few things here, and pretty popular things because I know most of these. Audacity, Kdenlive. Live. But Kdenlive, Live, they say that the app image is the best to use. Simple screen recorder. I installed that from Add Remove, not from here. WhatsApp, Telegram, Deja Dupe. So backup stuff, yep. And password managers, I use KeePass XC. That's handy to have in there as well. So that's, there's probably a lot of stuff in there that I would install for my own use. LibreOffice as well. So yeah, they've got free Office as well. MS Office, Only Office. Don't have WPS Office. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. And if you need more than what this applications offers here, then you can go to your Add Remove. And you can go to what's installed. And you can probably uninstall it from there. And go to your updates. System is up to date. You got your categories here. So you probably find a lot more on here anyway. So that's quite interesting. I don't know if there's another way of getting hold of that installer besides the hello screen. I cannot see anywhere else where that can be accessed. So it's mainly accessed from the hello screen. Okay. Now whether that's just part of their development, I don't know, or whether it's going to be there all the time. That's quite a handy installer. It reminds me of the installer that's in MX Linux, that one actually. So we've got a time up there, but we don't have like a calendar or anything like that. So you'd probably have to install one. Well, actually, did that have a calendar in there? Probably not. The best calendar I like to use is pretty much Gnome Calendar. I quite like the Gnome Calendar. Let's see if we can find a calendar in here. And there's the Gnome Calendar there. So you got that option there. You got Pantheon Calendar, calendar support. So you could probably try a few different ones, see which one you like if you're into using calendars, because I do use the calendars to give me some reminders of things, which comes in handy. So yeah, this is all one big bar here. So you click on it and you've got all these options except for the time. You've got sound, brightness, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That's why all those icons are in that one box there, as all as one. Although you've got Bluetooth off on the side there. Right click Bluetooth, turn it on. Well, actually, do I have Bluetooth? Let's turn it on and see what happens. Maybe I do have Bluetooth in here. Right click on the desktop. You can new folder, select all, open in terminal, properties. What do the properties give us? Just desktop. So there's not a lot in properties. So you've got right click, open, cut, copy, move to trash, rename, and properties. And that's all you've got in properties. Nothing much else. So if you need to change owner of something here, you'd have to probably do it within the terminal. So you can open terminal, gives you that option. You got icons there or a list. I think I've been through that on the Virtualbox itself. Name, date, size. So what's happening there? Date. I don't see anything changing when I'm clicking on those. I'm not sure what they're all about. Icons I like best. And we have also, if we go, we got the back button as well. And you can go to home. Yeah, one thing I did notice with the names here, you've got these names. It doesn't show up the whole name, even when you click on it. But if you go to list, then it shows you the name there in the list. But as an icon, it cuts the name off quite a fair bit. And I just thought I'd show you the indicators down here as well. So there's your settings there, and that's the focused window. Then if we change it to calculator, then that becomes your focused window. Simple screen recorder, that's your focused window, or the file manager focus window there. So you can see the difference, you can see which one's the focus window. The other thing I'm not sure of is if they've got keyboard. There's no keyboard settings in here. So it doesn't seem to be anything where you can sort of expose all your open windows. You can only use it from what you can see down here. So having a look in the settings, it doesn't appear that they've got desktops at all. I didn't see any desktops. Got network, appearance, background, picture and color, dock, language, battery, and about. So there's no, you cannot set desktops, and I don't see any keyboard settings either amongst this, unless I've missed it. Let's search for keyboard. No, there's definitely no keyboard, and clicking on the desktop doesn't take it back. You have to probably press escape. No, that, oh yeah, escape works, yeah. I've got a sticky escape on this old laptop. So yeah, there's a few of those things as well. So maybe their plan is to run a more simplified desktop and not have all those window exposure and workspaces and stuff within it. Or maybe it's because it's early development. Hard to say at this point, I'd have to think. But they're just the things I've noticed that are missing. But considering the stage in which they're at the moment, which is version 0.2, this thing's not running too badly, I must say. I'm quite impressed with it. So I might keep this on the Toshiba laptop for a while and follow the follow the progression of this desktop itself and see how it goes. So I was checking out USB on CuteFish, so I added my USB in there, as you can see, and all works well. But I'm right clicking and left clicking on the USB and there's nothing at all. So there's no real way of unmounting or ejecting the USB. As you can see in this video, I was looking around, searching, nothing in there. That's the usual list of for file preferences. So I went to the console and decided to do an unmount in console. And that's the only way I could figure out how to eject the USB. So just did a U mount, put in my password, and that ejected or unmounted the USB, as you can see, and that was it. And I think I removed the USB and it's gone. So as you can see in that video, there's no real way of ejecting your USB at the moment in CuteFish. I'd have to think that during this heavy time of development, they're just the little things that they haven't included yet. But it's good to see an early release just to have a bit of a play around with. And yeah, there's nothing you can really criticize in this being version 0.2 in heavy development. So the other thing I noticed is if you're gonna try and drag and drop a file, yeah, you can drag it and drop it, but nothing really happens. You have to actually cut it and paste it back in there like so. So that's the other thing I've noticed in CuteFish as well. Like I said, these are not criticisms, they're just observations, things I've noticed, but overall installation and the running and the drivers and so forth all seem to be working pretty well, and I'm impressed with the way the drivers, the Nvidia drivers, were already installed and working out of the box with no screen tearing. That was a pleasant surprise. So that was Manjaro CuteFish. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found this interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.